Coaster, your mom yells at you. When your mom yells at you, you go to your room to pout. When you go to your room to pout, you don't do your homework. When you don't do your homework, your grades fall. When your grades fall, you get held back. When you get held back, you have to spend the rest of your high school years with the 7th graders. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a coaster. First, I'll show you why you need a coaster, then the supplies you'll need to make one and where to get them, and finally, the process that you'll go through to create your very own coaster. For my first point, why you need a coaster. When you have your cool glass and you sit it down on the wooden surface, the water vapor condenses and drips toward the base of your glass. This then absorbs into the wood and transfers the stain out of the wood. This leaves the dreaded water ring on your wooden surface. So if you don't want this to happen, use a coaster. Now for my second point, the supplies you'll need and where to get them. First, you'll need a ceramic tile. These can be found at home improvement stores. You'll also need Mod Podge. These can be found at craft stores. Another item you'll need is a sponge brush similar to the one that I'm showing you here today. You'll also need a picture, trimmed to the size of your tile. This can be any picture that you would like. Another item is clear sealer. You can find these at home improvement stores. And finally, you'll need felt pads. These are placed on the bottom of the coaster. You can find these at home improvement stores or at craft stores. Now for my third point, the process that you'll go through to create your own coaster. First, you'll trim the picture to the size of your coaster. You want to be able to center it so it's about the right size. Like that. And try to get it even as a cut as you can. About like this, so that there's a little around the edge. Then you'll take the Mod Podge and the sponge brush, and you'll sponge on a coat on the back of the picture, like this, just so that it's glued onto there. And then you'll want to let it dry. So it's about like this. And if you get a little around the edges, don't worry about it, because I'm not going to do this today because I have to let it dry. But you'll take the Mod Podge and the sponge brush and sponge over the whole thing so that it's coated, and then you'll do 2 to 3 coats of that, letting it dry about 20 minutes in between coats. After you've done that and let it dry from the last coat, you use this clear sealer, and I won't do this today, and you coat it about 2 to 3 times, usually letting it dry about maybe a day in between coats, and then make sure to have something under it so that it doesn't get on your counter or whatever. When I did it outside, so then the fumes kind of go away from you. And finally, you'll use the felt pads. And these are just peel-off stickers, so you can just peel them off. And then stick them on the bottom in the corners so that it protects the wooden surface that you're placing the coaster on. And you should end up with something that looks similar to what I have here today. So, today I show you why you needed a coaster, the supplies you'll need and where to get them, and the process that you'll go through to create your own coaster. So, avoid the watering and the 7th graders, and use a coaster.